5 balls total, 5 racks with 5 balls in each of them. And of course, the last ball of every rack, is the money ball, counting the double. And guys, by my math, that adds up to a maximum of 30 points, which has never been done. But who knows? Let's see if one of these guys can get on the unprecedented roll. Well, he was a runner-up in last year's shootout, so you know he'd love to take the title home outright this time around. This is Pro.
Hour 6. He's 0 for 3 on Moneyball. That could cost him. He's up to 7. 8 points. He's got 9.
And Durant really starting to light it up now, guys.
That gives him 12. His total for the round comes to 12. Well, not his finest showing. I think we can all agree he could have done a lot better.
Yeah, he was totally inconsistent out there. You know, we always talk about guys getting into a rhythm in this event, and he just never was able to do that.
So it's playtime, so ready to start here.
Hot starting is pretty essential, isn't it, Steve? I mean, it seems like we rarely see guys recover from a bad first rack or two. I think the key is that first money ball, Clark. Even if you miss a couple early, if you make that money ball on the first rack, get a couple points under your belt, and all of a sudden you can settle down and start firing away.
5 points.
And the young fella, Clay, making it look very easy out here.
Now 8 points.
Well, he's starting to get it going.
7 straight, he's stringing them together. That gives him 12. And with that shot, he moves into sole possession of first place. He's on top. Make that 14. That's 16. 18 points for him when all is said and done. Guys, hard to find any fault with that display.
You know, when he knocked down those 7 straight shots, things were flowing very nicely for him there.
That's over to Stephen Curry.
Guys, most of the time when the player is shooting threes by himself, he's doing it in an empty gym. This is a little different. Actually, it's a lot different. I want to ask you, Steve, was it easy being the center of attention like this? You seem to be a bit of a ham. Oh, really? A ham? Well, I'll tell you, I enjoyed being part of it. My first time, I was extremely nervous, and I'm not afraid to admit that. But as I went on in later years, I got more and more comfortable with it.
Misses for the 4th straight time. 10 points on the board.
Strong close out there. He's alone in second place with that one.
He finds himself at 16 points at the end of the round. Say a solid showing from him.
Well, the key was, Kevin, he took 6 out of a possible 10 points from the money balls. And those are huge points. You've got to take advantage of them.
So it'll be Kevin Martin here.
Well, you talk about a guy with one of the quickest releases in the game. I think it's Kevin Martin immediately. He's got an interesting looking shot, but it repeats itself over and over again. That's why he's effective from out there.
He's got to hit at least 12 to avoid getting knocked out.
It's a matter of him just knocking down a few of the money balls. I don't think it'll take much else. 5 points more to stay in it. Struggling big time.
Now 8 points. Holding up for 6-1 name.
He needs 3 more points.
He's got 10. Down to the final rack.
That gets him into the 3rd hole and puts him a place in the final.
He gets his tally up to 16 points. I'd say he handled that round pretty well.
I thought he had his stroke working pretty well for him. I mean, what do you think about that, Steve? Yeah, solid shooting. He looked very confident. It never became one of those lights out rounds that it could have been. But all in all, I think he's got to be good.
And so we'll see Nicholas Batum. If he can crack 16, he'll stay in contention.
Yeah, he's got it in him. I mean, it's going to require pretty good effort out of him, but it's right there for him.
Tough stuff. Off the mark with 5 in a row now. Moneyball, no good. He's got 5. 6. 7 points.
No messing around now. He's going to have to be at his best the rest of the way. Couldn't get enough through in the first few rounds.
Yeah, you've got to develop a rhythm, and you just couldn't get anything.
He's got 12 points to show for his efforts there. There was just something off about him in that round.
You're exactly right, Kevin. He was all over the place, just could never get it going, never seemed to settle down.
Well, that's the thing about this contest. Sometimes you want to stop, take a breath, and collect yourself, but you never have the time to do it.
So it's Nate Robinson ready to go. He knows exactly what score will get him into the next round.
Just over 2 seconds a shot is all you've got if you're going to use all 25 balls. So there's no time to take a deep breath and gather yourself after a mix.
Yeah, that's right, Mark, and that's why it's so easy to get out of whack, start firing away and shooting too quickly, not really focusing on the rim, and if you do that, then you're at risk of really losing all momentum and falling out of the competition.
6 more and he advanced.
11 on the board. One last rack remains.
4 more and he moves on.
That's 13. He's at 14. He finds himself at 16 points at the end of the round. He turned in a pretty good round right there, don't you think?
There were a few ups and downs, but overall it turned out to be a fairly decent round.
Yeah, I give him kind of a B+ for that one. I mean, you hope for more, but it probably lived up to a reasonable expectation for him.
Johnson's got one of the best scores in round one. A serious contender.
You know, Steve, this isn't like some years where there's one guy you point to going into the finals as the obvious favorite.
No, it's not. I mean, and that's what's going to make it fun. I mean, you couldn't pick a more competitive group of guys to have in the finals.
And so it'll be Stephen Curry. The shot clock's at 24 seconds. You better be ready to put up some points in a hurry. 10 points on the board. So it'll be Kevin Martin here. 24 seconds back on the clock. Can he do better? 1 point. That's 2. 3 down. 5 big points on that rack alone. And that's his 4th straight. That's 5 straight. He's getting on a roll. Good rack right there. 4 points for him. 10 now. So here we go with Nate Robinson. Pressure's on. He's got 24 seconds to top the score and move on. The door left open here. He's in good shape. 1 point. 2 points. Now 3 points. Can't get the money ball. Now 4. No good with his 4th in a row. So it'll be Kevin Martin here. He squeaked into this round with the lowest qualifying score so far. He's the first one to go in this one.
So many times we see the best scores in the three-point contest come in round 1. I think the players start to get tired legs as they approach the 50-shot mark in the competition.
Yes, the legs, and it's also the adrenaline of the opening stages. Mark, that's a worn off, so mentally, by the second round, you can be running on fumes.
He got 3 points off that rack. Yeah. 6.
Boy, Martin is really looking good here.
He's hit all 3 money balls. 10 now. 11 on the board. That gives him 12.
Finishing strong.
Good for 13. Now 14. Hits for 15. He finishes the round with 17 points. That was a nice piece of shooting we saw from him out there.
Well, we all know how important the money balls are in this event, and he hit 4 out of 5 of them. That's very good work.
And so it'll be Stephen Curry.
Look at the numbers from the first part of his career. There's a legitimate case that Steph Curry will go down as maybe the best shooter in the history of the NBA.
17 points to tie it up. 8. Points would put him ahead. Curry 5 more points to tie it up. 9 consecutive makes. He is in a flow. Make that 14. 2 more to tie it up. That's 16. Hits, and now he has the lead.
And still going.
Well, he's got to score to beat in this final round.
That's 5 straight. He's getting on a roll.
Good momentum here to close it out.
24 points for him. He'll take that. What an unbelievable round. Right away you could tell it was going to be special.
Well, how about 9 straight? I mean, come on, that says a lot. Shows you how dangerous his touch is from outside.
So it's Klay Thompson ready to start here.
Well, Clay's dad was an NBA player, Michael Thompson. But more post player, center. Clay as a guard, a perimeter player, he's got that beautiful shooting touch.
You know, I feel like guys sometimes start to drift off mentally deep in the racket. How about you, Steve? Did you ever find your focus slipping away as you got to the last couple of racks?
Yeah, I think my first couple of years, by the third rack, I started thinking about popcorn or maybe where I was going to go to dinner with.
Too much ground to make up here, Clark. He's done.
And that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, you do your best, but this competition is so tough. And if you're not on your game, you're not going to win.
18 points for him when all is said and done. And so that will do it. What a tremendous performance. And of all the great talent assembled here today, a great achievement indeed to take home the 3-point contest championship trophy.
It was a great event. There's always so much excitement packed into the 3-point contest.
Yeah, no question. Well, those were some real theatrics we saw out there today.
And the drama, the excitement, this year's 3-point contest had it all. And it was our pleasure to bring it to you. For myself, Kevin Harlan, and my partners, Mark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Thank you, everyone, and good night.